That is so gone.
Dang piece, what's going down? Today, we're doing 3 single-piece alloy bats in our search for the best BBCOR bat. But we got a little bit of a twist. But let me show you these 3 bats we're working with today.
So we're gonna do the Marucci CAT X, the Bonesaber, and then the Easton ALX. This is the new Bonesaber, by the way. This is the 2023. I guess if that's what we're gonna call it. Notice the barrel size differences. Again, we just take these 2 5/8 rings and we put them around the barrel. Notice how small the Marucci CAT X barrel is, at least the profile of it is, compared to a bat like the ALX and the Bonesaber. It actually stays at this level, like this thin for like a long time. And it turns out that the smaller barrel in this case has a lighter swing weight all the way up to the ALX, which has a heavier swing weight. They're all pretty close to each other, and we'll show you those numbers here. All right, so as we've talked about, we've got a handful of BBCOR bats we're putting together. This is our 4th set of BBCOR bats, but here's the little twist. The twist is that our hitter, our small BBCOR hitter, he actually got hurt. He got hit in the arm on a hit by pitch, and he can't swing right now. So we were going to do a small hitter BBCOR, and then we're going to do a big hitter BBCOR. But now we're just going to throw in our big hitter right now and BBCOR and do these single piece alloy bats that we promised last week. And we're going to do them with our big hitter, and then we'll get back and do it with a small hitter, and we'll keep our little tournament going on. That is so gone. Yeah. Laser.
Damien, how tall are you, man?
Like 6'4", maybe.
6'4", how much you weigh?
225.
225, 6'4". You play for the Ogden Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a senior this year.
Yeah.
Sweet. You've been playing baseball for a long time.
I have.
In real life, do you swing single-piece bats or no? Like in your games?
No, I would prefer 2-piece, but these 1-pieces are actually pretty good.
All right. You've hit with these bats. We played our little game, best of 5. If you had to pick one bat right now, you were going to the plate right now, what bat would you pick of these 3?
Oof. I'd probably have to go with the Bonesaber, this one, the Warstic.
All right.
This one is actually a lot better once I start getting used to it.
Well, they're going to be happy at Warstic to hear you say that, but you can mash. You can absolutely mash, man. Anything else? What about like swing weight? Do they all feel like the same swing weight to you, or
They all feel kind of the same. It just kind of depends on, obviously who you are. If you're a contact hitter, then
yeah.
This one. But with these ones, I'd prefer maybe more of a power hitter because these ones are really good. These are definitely the 2, but this one just barely came out.
So these are the minor wins. We don't care too much about these, but in terms of swing weight, they're all super. Well, actually, the ALX is the heaviest bat by, I don't know, about 800 points. The CAT X is light, and then you got a bat like the Warstic Bonesaber. So he was right in talking about the CAT X being kind of a light swinging contact type hitter's bat. Notice how big the barrel is on the ALX. His average swing speed, he actually swung the Bonesaber the fastest. Not surprising, the bat that he liked the most, he actually swung the fastest. Maybe something to do with that knob. I'm sure those folks at Warstic will be happy to hear something like that. So our minor wins, everything's a tie. So max barrel, ALX wins. Lightest swing, CAT X. One that he could swing the fastest was the Bonesaber. So if we're going to look at major wins, so these are the bats that we think he did the best with. That average exit speed on, so we take the top 5 of his best 5 of his 10 great hits, and his average exit speed on the ALX was 93.3. Actually, like a significant difference between those things. Notice though, what he feels like he did well with, the bat he hit the furthest. Not surprising, right? Balls that we hit farther, we think we do better with, and that's generally true unless you're flying out to deep center. But that's it. In terms of exit per swing speed,
The exit speed, and we divide that by the swing speed of the bat. This is like the somewhat of a measurement of the pop of the bat. So how much bounce he gets per swing.
and if you do the math, he actually does the best here with the ALX, meaning he didn't have to swing this the fastest to get it to go the fastest, basically, is how that works out. I forgot the changes. He's not 15U, 5 foot, 160.
Surprised by the ALX or no?
I mean, yes and no, because like I said, I felt like that one, that the Easton and then the Warstic were really close, but
And you swing a hype in real life, right? You
Yeah.
swing the Easton hype?
Yeah.
So you like that power boost knob, that soft knob on the top?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Did the numbers change your mind, or you're like, nah, don't care?
No, I don't really care. Just go with whatever I feel most comfortable with.
Yeah, that's kind of how people roll.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude. Good job. Well, that's the first winner. You got the first winner of your
So
bat.
as we said from the beginning of this, we're gonna go with the numbers here. We're not gonna necessarily go with whatever one the kid likes the better, because what else are we supposed to do except for we're sort of a database site, a database idea. That's it. So that means the ALX wins. Now, for a big strong hitter like that, is it surprising that the bat with a heavier swing weight actually does better? Absolutely not. But maybe that's our overall point for every video we ever make, is that swing weight is what matters most in terms of the actual exit speed. So in this case, the ALX is going to move on to the next round, which we think is great. It's a different bat. Not a lot of people are thinking about the ALX out there, especially when you look at a bat like the Bonesaber and the CAT X, bats that are really good and get a ton of feedback, a lot of good feedback. Not a lot of people thinking about the ALX because, again, bigger, stronger hitters like bigger, different things. And so if that's you, well, you're going to like that bat maybe a little bit more. And we think that shows out inside of the data. So, all right, moving on to the next round for the big hitter is the 2023 Easton ALX, the Alpha ALX, I think is what they're calling it. So hopefully that's helpful, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Here we go. Best BBCOR bat 2023. One functional difference that's probably worth noticing on these three bats is just look at the shape of the handles, right? Three actually really different kinds of handles. You have this flared, like a true flare knob inside of the Bonesaber. You have a really flared knob, but it still has this traditional end piece on this Marucci CAT X with that new gel inside of there that they're doing to help dampen sting. And then you have a really traditional knob on the Alpha ALX, except for it has this power boost stuff. So it's actually got a rubber piece around here. So I don't know if you can tell that as I push in on that, but that's actually, that's pliable. You can push that in. And so in theory, this is not supposed to dig into your hand as much. This one's not supposed to make your hand ring as much. And this one is supposed to make it so it's just smoother, and maybe you can even put that hand way down here. So that's fun to think about. If you're looking at functional differences and practical differences between these three bats, let's say you've decided they're all exactly the same. Well, these are actually the different parts. They're all gonna feel different in your hand. A sort of traditional knob with some upgraded ideas in this pliable end piece, really a flared knob, and then a really thick flare with this Marucci patented idea of making it not sting as much. So anyways, that's fun to think about in single piece alloy bats. There's really not a lot you can do to make a single piece alloy bat different, but if you had to choose and make one, well, then your knob is gonna be where the innovation is gonna occur.